much for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day. So in today's video, I am actually going to be testing out and playing with a couple things that I picked up from the Kylie Cosmetics Valentine's collection. I always love how everything in Kylie's collections are so connected to a central theme, and I love the packaging. It's very cutesy. It's very, I don't know, I just love the theming and the ideas behind it. Sometimes the products can be a little bit hit or miss, but this collection wasn't so gigantic. There were just a couple things that I really wanted to try. I have the eyeshadow palette. This is the Valentine's Day eyeshadow palette. Does it have a name? No, it doesn't. Just Kylie Jenner Pressed Powder Palette. Nope, doesn't have a name, but this is the Valentine's palette. I also picked up 2 of the lip kits. These are really cute. They look like giant like Valentines. Like it actually says like to and from on the back. That's really cute. And then in each kit, you actually you do get 1 liquid lipstick, 1 lip liner, as well as 1 of the new high glosses. And then finally, I actually did pick up the liquid eyeshadow. So these were first, I think, released with her birthday collection this last year. I, again, only picked up a few things from her 21st birthday collection. I did not end up picking up any of the eye products. I didn't pick up the eyeshadow palette or the liquid shadows, even though I thought they looked really cool and I kind of wanted them, but they sold out super quickly, and I just didn't really, I was not like on it, because I was like, I'm gonna pass that collection, and then I ended up getting a few things, but I did not get those. So I'm excited to finally give this liquid eyeshadow a try. So if you want to see kind of what I think of this collection, kind of see how it works, if it's good, if it's not, if it's just really cute packaging, or if it's actually worthwhile to pick up, then keep on watching. We're gonna get started right now. Okay, so I've zoomed in a little bit, and I've already went ahead and primed my eyes using my go-to MAC Pro Longwear paint pot. So I thought, let's go ahead and start with the eyeshadow palette. So this, of course, is the Valentine's 2019 eyeshadow palette. So of course, this is a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. You get a giant mirror, like that mirror is really nicely sized. And then you have, these are the size of these are the pans of eyeshadow. It's 6 shimmers as well as 6 mattes. The names for all of the shadows are on the front, which I really always appreciate. And I think it's cute. I mean, it's a warm tone, very pink, very kind of red, very Valentine's. You know, it's not super creative or like it's breaking the mold for a Valentine's collection or a Valentine's palette, but I do really like it, and I think it's cute and pretty. And there was a pink shadow that Kylie had in her birthday collection, I believe for her 20th birthday. It was called The New Black, like pink is the new black, I think, and it was actually quite good. I really liked that pink shade. So when I saw this one, this candy heart shade, I was like, it intrigued me. It pulled me into this palette, because otherwise it'd be like, oh yeah, a bunch of neutrals, a red and a brown, and then kind of like a whole variety. Like none of these are super poppy or bright. Like everything else is just like very muted, but this bright pink like pulled me in. So I don't know, let's just go ahead and see and try it out. I think in general, I have low expectations for Kylie eyeshadows. I don't know why. I just always have low expectations, and then I'm kind of like pleasantly surprised, or sometimes not. Like with the summer collection, yeah, no, I was not pleasantly surprised with that palette. But I swatched these. I think they actually seem pretty nice, pretty pigmented. Well, the mattes. I'm not sure about the shimmers, but I'm not going to judge them too harshly until I go ahead and put them on my eye. What do I want to do? I need to wash my brushes. I'm running out of clean brushes here. I'm going to start with the M433, and I'm going to go into the color, I think I'm going to go into Pink Problems, which is this kind of like muted neutral pink. It looks really cute. So this one is quite dusty. Actually, this whole palette's a little bit dusty, so I'm going to be careful when working with this particular shade. So I am just packing this color into the crease and taking it above the crease kind of onto my brow bone, just starting to sketch out and get the eye shape that I want for this look. So this shade is actually going on pretty nicely. I think it's nicely pigmented for kind of a more like a neutral color. I like it. I don't have any issues. It is powdery, but I don't mind a little bit of powder kick up. There's no actual fallout because I do tap off my brush, you know, before I go in and use it on the eye. So there's no actual fallout here. I think the color payoff is nice and it's blending pretty easily. So I, so far, have no complaints with this color. Okay, so I actually really like that Pink Problem shade. I think it went on nicely. It blended, it's pretty. So far, so good with this palette. I hope it continues. I am now, even though I was talking about how that bright pink candy heart shade was what really drew me to this palette, I did just do a really bright pink Valentine's tutorial for Galentine's Day. If you haven't seen that video, I will go ahead and link it up above. So I've already done a bright pink eyeshadow tutorial. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different using this palette. So I think I'm going to go into the kind of red shade called First Date. And I'm going to use that instead. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. This is a 513. It is pointed and kind of tapered. So I'm going to take this. Ooh, just dropped that. Okay. And I'm going to go into that First Date shade. So once again, I am taking this color and tapping it into place where I want it before blending it out. I'm keeping this color a lot lower than where I kept the original Pink Problem shade, but following the same general shape. So this guy, it takes a little while to build it up, I'm noticing. Like, when I swatched it, it's swatched very dark. There's still a lot of fallout with this guy, but it's taking a little while to build it up to be as bright of a red as I kind of was wanting or hoping it would be. But I am getting it there eventually. It's taking a little while just to, like, you know, take the color, you know, pat it in place, and then kind of start to blend it out gently from there. Some people like buildable shadows. I personally like a shadow that goes on with full pigmentation and then you can blend it out from there. I don't know. But I think it's looking okay. Like, it's not that it's performing poorly, it's just not the style of shadow that I prefer. Taking a little makeup wipe, I'm just gonna clean up. It's not really fallout, it's just the shade gets a little bit everywhere, and I tend to be a little messy when I do my makeup, but that's just me. Okay, so now that it's on my eye, it's not really reading so much red. It's just kind of like a deep pink. Like, it's all just kind of very pinkish. So I think it's not so bad. I kind of like it. I think it looks good. So I'm now going to take a very small detailed little blending crease brush. This is the M506 brush, and I'm going to go into the dark brown, like chocolate shade called Admirer, and I'm going to use this to deepen up the outer edge and crease of the eye. Now this shade is having quite a bit of fallout, like right away. It's also not as pigmented as I would have liked. It looks really dark and like rich in the palette, but when you're actually putting it on the eye, again, it's another one of these shades that you're going to have to like build up a little bit. You know what, to get the color like I want, I'm gonna go with a bigger brush. This is an Alamar flat blending brush. I'm going to get this because this will help me like pack on that color on the outer edge, and then I will go back in with the smaller brush again to kind of blend everything together. There we go, that's better. Switching back to the small brush and then blending this color through the crease. Not adding any more product with this brush. Okay, so I finished up the brown. I think it's better. I cleaned it up and then I just like touched up a little bit more of the red and the pink in the crease just to like clean everything up. So I'm going to go with a kind of angled brush and I'm going to go into this really light princess shade, and I'm going to use this just to kind of again clean up the edges and make sure everything is like, you know, nothing's like too harsh or anything. I hated this brush when I first got it, but I do really like it for this. Like, I don't like using it in my crease, but for just like cleaning up things, it kind of is like the perfect size. This is from the Vintage Cosmetics company, which I believe is a British brand. I don't really know that much about it. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I really was not pleased with this brush when I first got it. So now that everything's cleaned up, blended, looking pretty good, I'm going to take a little bit of glitter glue and I'm going to go into the shade Love Bug. So this shade, it looks just like a red, like burgundy shade in the pan, but when you actually swatch it and look at it up close, it kind of has like this sort of like burgundy gold shift to it, which I think is really interesting and pretty. So I'm gonna go for that. Again, doing something completely different. I was like, oh, should I do like I was really drawn to this like blush color as well, which is just this really light kind of cream-ish shade, but I was like, no, I want to do something really different, and we're gonna go with Love Bug, because I just love that duochrome shift. It looks so cool. So I just tapped on a little bit of glitter glue. Then now I'm going in with my finger directly on Love Bug and tapping this directly onto the eye. Yeah, it has a really cool duochrome shift. I like it. I'm now taking a flat packing brush and just using this to add a little more color and like clean up the edges. Then going back into First Date mixed with a little bit of Admirer, cleaning up the edges where I just packed on that Love Bug shade. Yeah, I'm into that. It looks kind of monochromatic, but I'm like actually really into that. I'm digging the shade. Okay, so we got that. I like it. I think it's looking pretty good. I have to say, the shimmer shades just feel a little bit dry and kind of stiff when I'm trying to pick them up, both with my fingers and with a brush. It just was a little bit hard. But once I actually got it on my eye and started applying it, I felt like it worked a little bit better. It looks okay. It looks good. No, it looks actually really good. I like the color and I like the kind of pink, red, gold shift to this shimmer. I think Love Bug is a really pretty color. It's a little bit of a dry formula with which to work, so it's not my 100% favorite, most creamy shimmer shade that I've ever used. I'm now gonna take this flat packing brush. I'm going to go into the lightest shimmer shade called Heartthrob, and I'm going to use this to highlight my brow bone. Now this shimmer is a little bit more powdery when I pick it up with the brush, which is interesting. Okay, that's not the shimmeriest of shades. It just kind of, it's a little lackluster. It's there, but yeah, it's a little lackluster. I don't love it. I think I'm gonna go finish up the rest of my face really quickly, and then I'm gonna come back because I want to play with this liquid shadow on the inner corner and kind of underneath my lower lash line. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the shades in the palette. The Kylie Cosmetics limited edition Valentine palette is your secret weapon to create the perfect Kylie look. Each palette comes with 12 pressed powders that can be used together to recreate Kylie's favorite looks or customize your own. So in this palette, there are 6 shimmer shades and 6 matte shades. We have Heartthrob, a metallic sparkling champagne, Blush, a metallic golden peach, Be Mine, a metallic vibrant peach, Romance, a metallic pink ice, Kinda Classy, a metallic honey, and Love Bug, a metallic violet cranberry. Princess, a matte soft beige. Pink Problems, a matte dusty rose. February, a matte pink sorbet. Candy Heart, a matte bright watermelon. First Date, a matte true strawberry, and Admirer, satin warm brown with violet glitter. And both Candy Heart and First Date are pressed powder pigments. Okay, I'm back. So I went ahead and finished up the rest of my face, and then on the lower lash line, I just went ahead and smudged a little bit of Pink Problems, and then Admirer, that dark brown shade, I just used a definer brush and like kind of smudged that right on the lower lash line on the outer portion of the eye. So now I think it's time to move on over and play with this liquid shadow. So this is the Roses Are Red glitter shadow. It is $20 and it is a icy pink glitter. I kind of want to just take this like right on the inner corner and then kind of under the lower lash line. It has a kind of like a flat doe foot applicator, but I don't know if that's really, it might be a little big to get right in the inner corner. So I'm actually going to take some of this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a pointed pencil brush in order to paint this on. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this shadow from the back of my hand and on the tip of the brush and start painting this on the inner corner of the eye and on the lower lash line. And then I'm using just a little bit of Love Bug to blend it in. I'm having a little bit of a hard time working with this shadow. It's a little too creamy and it kind of is like sticking and not really adhering to this one spot, which I don't know why. It's not blending out as well as I would have liked. So I'm gonna go into Romance, which is kind of that like purpley shade. And I'm gonna just take this on another flat brush and just kind of use this to kind of like blend it out as an inner corner highlight. Okay, that's better. It just helps kind of diffuse the edges. This liquid shadow just dries down so quickly that once it's kind of set in place, I'm having a really hard time like working with it anymore. There we go. I like that. I think that looks a lot better. It still looks a little bit like chunky, like right in here. I don't know why. I'm not the biggest fan of this liquid shadow, honestly. I'm finding it a little bit tricky with which to work. That is it with the liquid shadow. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this liquid shadow. It dries down so quickly, but I do have to say that once it does dry down, it is pretty budge proof. It's a little bit patchy, so it's difficult to work with it because you're like trying to get it completely covered, and as you're like trying to work with it, it takes some of it away from the place you already put it down, and then in order to cover that up, then you're putting more on, and so then it starts to get a little bit thick, and then once it starts getting thick, it gets a little like crusty. I don't love it. I'm not a huge fan of like metallic liquid eyeshadows. If I'm gonna have a liquid shadow, I prefer it to be just like a glitter. So yeah, this is not my favorite. The eyes don't exactly match either. I definitely got more on this side than I did on this side, but I was like, I'm not gonna keep trying to build it up and work with it. So anyways, overall, I really think I like how this eyeshadow is looking. I'm going to quickly just put on a little bit of mascara, and then I will zoom out and we'll be back to talk about the two lip products that I picked up. Cool, okay. So I do really like this eye look. I think it's really pretty. I like how it is kind of more monochromatic. I think it's really interesting that there are two pressed pigments in this palette. So the Candy Heart as well as the First Date shade, which I did use, are pressed pigments. I did notice a little bit of staining on my arm. Oh, disclaimer, I forgot to say this when I was saying let's look at some swatches. So if you notice any kind of like staining on my arm while I'm doing the swatches, I did swatch the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette right before this, and that stained my arm really badly. I tried like scrubbing it with a makeup remover. It didn't come off completely. So just be aware, there was some like pre-existing staining happening on my arm, and then First Date and Candy Hearts did leave a little bit of residue. They didn't stain as badly as like the Jeffree Star palette, but they did leave a little bit of staining. So overall, I think this palette is nice. Is it like a necessary palette for my collection? Probably not, but I do like it. I just felt like these two shades could have been a little bit more pigmented, especially this like brown shade. It's supposed to be a satin with like kind of like purple reflex. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I don't know, it just didn't seem to work that well. I really love this Love Bug shade, and I think some of these other, like this gold kind of classy shade is going to work well. The others just felt kind of dry when you're swatching them or like touching them with your fingers, and even just picking them up in the pan is really difficult because they are so hard pressed. But once you do get them on the eye, I think they look really nice. So it's just kind of like a payoff between like how easy are they to work with and what the actual color payoff is. And I think they're okay. I really did not care for that Heartthrob shade that I tried to use to like highlight under the brow bone. It didn't last. It doesn't look that, I don't see anything now. Like I put quite a bit on and it's not there. I'm not a big fan of that Heartthrob shade. Like I have other very light shimmer shades. I don't think I need Heartthrob in my life. So overall, this palette is kind of like a so-so for me. If you like it for the packaging and the theming, yes. Otherwise, I don't know. I like it. I can get a nice look out of it. I think it works okay, but it's not something that's like necessary to my collection. The liquid shadow, no. I don't like cream metallic liquid shadows, and I especially don't like this one. I think it's a little bit too tricky to work with, and I definitely won't be reaching for this like on a regular basis. I think it's pretty. It's a nice color, but it's not going to be like a go-to, and I might not. If she comes out with more of these in other collections, I might pass and not actually pick up these. So in this collection, she came out with 3 lip kits, like whole sets. So it came with a liquid lipstick, a lip liner, and one of the high glosses. And then there was also a blush. So I didn't order the blush because I thought it looked a little too light for my skin tone. I am wearing the blush from the holiday collection. It's called Winter Kiss. I really like this blush. I think it's really pretty. The one from this collection just looked way too light, so I passed. And then in the collection, there were also 3 actual lip sets. So these are 2 of the sets. I picked up the Forever set as well as the Love set. In the Forever set, we have Built to Last, which is a peachy nude. We have Forever and Always, which is a nude, a warm yellow nude, which is the lip liner. And then the Story of Us, which is a peachy gold with lilac and pink shimmer. And then the Love set, which is the more pink of the 2 sets, we have Wish You Were Here, which is a pinky nude with yellow undertones. You Are a Gem Lip Liner, which is a burnt rose, and Sweet, which is a sheer light pink with gold shimmer. So I feel like I kind of want to wear the nude one of the 2. I'm going to just swatch Wish You Were Here really quickly on my lips just so you can see. Ooh, I like that color. This is one of the matte liquid lipstick formulas. Oh, I really like this pink. That's pretty. That's a really pretty color. Like, I feel like I could actually wear this quite often, and this would be a good color for me. It actually doesn't look bad with this eye look. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I'm going to take it off because then I'm going to also swatch. And I think the one I want to wear is the more nude color from the Forever set. So I'm going to start by lining my lips. This is the lip liner in the color Forever and Always. So now I'm going to go in with the matte liquid lipstick in the shade Built to Last. I like how this is a lighter shade and like the lip liner is darker. I think that actually works well. If this was just on its own, I'd be like, ooh, no, girl. That nude is way too light for me. But with the lip liner, I think it actually works. Yes. It's quite cool tone, but I think it's really pretty. I like it. Okay, yeah. So it's dried down. The liquid lipstick is dried down completely. Ooh, okay. I like these glosses, but I also don't. They just take me back to like the early 2000s where everyone was wearing those like really thick, sticky lip glosses. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. That's pretty. I like it. Okay, so this is the final look. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this. I really am digging this. Like, I like the lip so much better with the darker lip liner. If it was just the lipstick on its own, it would have been a hard pass. But with the lip liner, I think it works, and it actually makes it a lot more versatile for multiple different skin tones. I really love that pink. That pink is going to be like a go-to for me. I know it is. So of the lip sets, I actually really like them. And I think it's kind of cool that she has like a whole kit. So it's not just the lipstick and the lip liner anymore. Now it also includes the lip gloss. I think that's really cute. These could be like a really fun little gift, and I hope that she starts to come out with some more of these like little bundles. They're fun. So yeah, that's everything that I picked up from the Kylie Valentine collection. I just checked and it looks like most everything is sold out already online, which is like, She hopefully will do a restock of this, because it seems like recently these collections have been selling out and then not coming back. Like, I'm really surprised that the holiday collection did not come back in stock. But I don't know. Kylie always will, like, if things are popular, they'll bring things back as like permanent additions to the collection. Like, I would probably expect to see some of these like lip colors. I probably will like really expect to see like these glosses for sure being added to that high gloss line. So I don't think everything, yes, they're gone for now, but I don't think they're gone for good. Well, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Valentine's Day filled with love and friendship and all of the things that you love in your life. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps me out and lets me know that you really liked this so I can do more videos like this in the future. And if you have not yet subscribed, guess what? Now is your chance. Show me some love and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for spending part of your day with me. I love you all. Bye! I love how like stained red my hands are.